information about your attendance, your grade, your schedule, your transcripts, like your grades from previous years that could be in there. Lots of good information, but it's a little quirky. And so one of its funny quirks is that you can print out a schedule that has your locker number on it, or we can print out a schedule that has your classes in order. Aspect will not do both of those things in the same piece of We will help you. There'll be a couple different times, either when people are starting their tour or after the tour if you want to go on the tour. We will help you figure out what's the next step of the schedule. Welcome packets, I don't know if there's more welcome packets or not. We can have more welcome packets available to you before the end of the site, so you can access it on the website anytime as well. Sure. Okay, so the first schedule has those classes in order by semester and by periods. And then the second page of the schedule has your locker number on it. And it also, both of them have something called your homeroom. We don't have a traditional homeroom, but that should be where you're going to go for FlexiBlock. And we'll talk more about that another time, but just so you know, that information is on there as well. And then one thing I wanted to say, if you're coming from a school other than JFK, you should have 2 stickers on your schedule. One has your Aspen login, and one has your school email or Google Classroom, your Google Phone login. If for some reason you don't have those stickers, you're going to email Ms. Sullivan, and she'll send the information to your caregiver as soon as she has it ready for you. Sure. Yep. Bell schedule looks a little different than the bell schedule up here. That's because your bell schedule shows the passing periods. You have about 5 minutes to get from one class to the next class. That's why it says passing periods. It just doesn't show that here, okay? So that's how it's a little bit different. Ms. Hilago is going to finish her presentation, and then we're going to move on to something new. So at this point, you will have more time to talk to students about the schedule and get some questions answered when you go on your tours. So let's finish up the guidance piece. Alrighty. Last thing I want to say is if you are entering 6th through 12th grade and you have not met with a counselor to go over your transcript from your old school, your schedule may change after you meet with them. So just be aware that if you're in 10th through 12th grade and haven't talked to one of us, then that schedule may be a draft at this point. All right. I'm so excited that you're all here, and I'm going to let Ms. Valancourt let you know what to do next.
Hi everybody, my name is Dave Pruitt, I'm the athletic director. Welcome to Northampton High School. This is also my first year here. This is my first fall, this is my first orientation. So I'm kind of like a part of this class. So welcome. First slide is about sports. Right now, fall sports have started. Football and golf started Friday. The rest of the fall sports started this week. So in the fall we have football, field hockey, boys and girls soccer, boys and girls cross country, golf, boys and girls, they compete as co-ed, and we have unified basketball, which will start towards the end of September. Those seasons go to about the end of October, beginning of November. Winter sports, if anybody's interested in winter sports, we offer boys and girls basketball, boys and girls swimming and diving, boys and girls alpine skiing, boys and girls indoor track, and wrestling. All right? Registration will open in October, and those sports will start after Thanksgiving. All right? And that'll go till the end of February, beginning of March. Spring season, we have baseball, softball, boys and girls lacrosse, boys and girls track and field, boys and girls ultimate frisbee, and unified track and field. And again, the registration will open in the spring prior to those sports starting up, at the end of March. So, anybody that's interested in athletics? Yes? So Unified is a partnership between the MIAA, which is the governing body of high school athletics in Massachusetts, and the Special Olympics. And it pairs students with students of cognitive disabilities, where they play either basketball or track and field, and as participants in partners. So it's a great initiative. It's a lot of fun, and it's something that we're really excited to offer. So does that answer your question? Okay. So anybody that's interested in athletics, there's 4 things that have to be done in order to be able to participate. So the first thing, everybody has to register for the sport. All right, and that registration is done through a website called Family ID. That gets us all the important information, your medical information, your emergency contacts, the sport that you want to sign up for, everything. User fees, we do have user fees here at the high school. The fees are pretty standard, $205 for a first sport, and then there's discounts for your second and third sport. We do have a family cap for those families that do have multiple students in the student athletes that go here to Northampton. Everybody has to have an active physical, and what that means is your physical is good for 13 months from the date of that physical. So if you have a physical that expires in the middle of a season, you have to get the new one in, or you might not be able to continue playing until you get the new physical in the middle of your season. All right? And then the last thing, everyone has to take a concussion baseline test. That's done every 2 years. So there are some things that need to be done prior to be able to get out on the field or on the court. And I'm in constant communication with the coaches, making sure they know, leading up to that season, once that registration period opens, that's when we start to track everything for those sports. Follow us. I'm really excited, like I said, this is my first fall. I'm really excited to see how the community supports our teams, and I want to see as many students out there as possible. So a couple ways to follow what we're doing. We have an athletics website. And you can find us if you just Google Northampton Athletics, you'll find it. arbiterlive.com, you can find all the schedules. And then we have Twitter and Instagram. Follow us. It's me running it. Might not be as social media savvy as I think I am, but there'll be some good stuff on there throughout the year. All right, clubs. So, on the top side here, you can see all the different clubs that we have here at the high school. There's more than even what's listed on this screen. So, there is something for everyone to get involved with. And that's really important, is to be involved and be just not just coming and going to classes and going home, but getting involved in the community and in the high school. And there's so many different ways you can do that. All right? There is a club directory that is posted, that will be posted on Aspen and outside the main office. There's clubs here tonight in the gym at tables, so when you go on your tours, make sure to take a stop at the gym and meet some of the people behind those tables, and you can start to get a sense of, you know, what you might want to participate in. And last slide. Nope. All right, I'm done. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. So co-playing is Mrs. Laughlin or Molly. Either one works. And I'm here to talk about a special kind of club, but more like an experience you can have while you're in here. I kind of talk about it as a hybrid experience. Some people prefer to just do a traditional high school trajectory, take your classes, explore all the clubs and sports, etc. But we also have this program called IT Pathways. So if you have an interest in technology, computers, anything related to the world of technology, basically, you might be interested in this program. With this program, it does allow you, for those who picked up Chromebooks this week, you might have noticed students hanging out and passing them out as well. But it allows you an opportunity to take some specialized classes. While at the high school, you get the opportunity to do internships, sometimes for little small chunks in the summer with different companies. Some of these internships have ended up landing students jobs early on. While you're in high school, you can have a career throughout. That happens sometimes. You also get certified in things like Cisco IT Essentials and a Google IT Support. We have some externships where you're doing things with cybersecurity and with gaming development and whatnot. And so this is a program that is taken alongside your traditional classes, and you do get college credit for it as well. So if that is something that you're interested in, you can contact me. Again, it's Molly McLaughlin or Misha Began, the Internship and IT Pathways Coordinator here at the school. And we can tell you more about that. Hi, everybody. I'm Ms. Harrison. This is my second year at the high school, so I'm really excited to be here and have a year inside the building with all of you. Standards-based grading is the way that we grade at Northampton High School. So we're moving away from numerical grades. And this means you're going to be scored on what you know, what you understand, and what you're able to do at the end of the unit. So the stuff that you do along the way, your homework, your classwork, you'll get feedback on those things, but they will not be scored. What will be scored are your culminating assignments, your quizzes, your tests, your projects, your labs. And if you need more time, you will always have the opportunity to reassess as you need. Hold on. Did she just say we don't grade a paper? I did. Did she just say we only grade tests? Yes, that's what she said. What? But does that mean you don't have to do your homework? No. I wouldn't tell you. You still have to do it, because what does it prepare you for? Yes. All right. Senior studies. Yeah. Senior studies. All right. Can I bring you guys back? Thanks, guys. All right. So yes, you do still have to do your homework and your classwork. If you want to retake that assessment, you're going to need to do that work. Because if you don't do your homework and your classwork, are you going to pass that test? No. No, probably not. And we want you all to pass the test. All right. Thank you. So this is how you're going to be graded. Your scores will be given on this 1 to 4 proficiency scale. So am I just beginning to understand what this concept is? Am I developing? I get it a little bit, but I still have a little bit more work to do.
Am I proficient, like I understand how to do this, or am I exemplary, like a little bit above and beyond where I need to be in terms of that standard? When your report cards come out at the end of each semester, your scores are going to be converted to a letter grade so that you can see that on the report card. So when you're working with your teachers and you're like, all right, I got this math, I understand it, I'm proficient, your score is going to come on one of these trajectories. So like if your average ended up being like an 87, you're going to end up with a B+, which is proficient. And each one of your teachers is going to use this the same way. It's all going to be consistent across all of your classes, and they're going to explain it to you, and I'm here to help you if you have any questions about that also. All right, I'm sharing.
Hi everyone, so my name is Ms. Sheridan, and I was introduced earlier, and I'm one of the associate principals, and my primary role is around culture and climate. This is my 7th year here at NHS. For the first 5, I was the athletic director, so I'm thrilled that Mr. Cruz here to support that work and to lead the way there. Part of your responsibility as a high school student and as a member of our community is that you think about your role as a citizen of our community and how you connect with each other and with how you hold yourself accountable and how you hold each other accountable. One of the ways that you will be given feedback about your citizenship is through what we're calling HOWLs, which is habits of work and learning. So Ms. Harrison just said, you're not going to get graded for doing homework, right? But homework is an important part of the process because that's a way that you're going to be prepared for your classes. And so your teachers are going to give you feedback on a regular basis about how prepared you are for class, how frequently and consistently you engage and participate in class, and how you demonstrate your responsibility. So do you seek help after school? Do you work through really hard things and ask people when you're struggling? Or when you're not hearing what I'm saying, so you might need to take a minute. So we use HOWLs as this way to offer you feedback about your citizenship and your participation in your classroom community so that you're not getting graded for whether or not you talk all the time or whether your homework's done all the time, but you are getting feedback on those things so you know that you can improve. Or if you're doing really well, when you have an opportunity to take a test again, maybe you didn't do as well as you wanted to the first time, your teachers are going to use your HOWLs as a way to determine whether or not you can take the test or redo the project or take another chance on the writing assignment. Okay, so this is super important. We'll talk more about this in your classes, but something for you to consider, okay? The next thing is just, you'll hear me, you'll get emails from me, your parents will get emails from me around attendance. Super important, that's part of HOWLs. Being here is like 3/4 of the battle. If you show up to school, we can most of the time help you figure this out. We can lift you up when you're not doing as well, and we can cheer for you when you're really kicking butt, right? So being here is what's most important. But if you struggle to be here, I'll be here to help you, and your counselors will be here to help you, the other administrators will be here to figure out how to make school more successful for you, easier to manage, okay? We do have an attendance policy, and what that means is that we expect you to be in school, and when you're not in school, we're going to hold you accountable to that attendance policy. What that looks like, which is different maybe from your middle school experience, is that you get 9 absences. Now, we do not want you absent from 9 of your 9 days. We want you here every day. We're here because we love working with you guys, and so we want to see your faces every day. But if for some reason you go over 9, then you're going to be talking about your success in class, and we're going to be able to put some supports in place to figure that out for you. Okay? If you have to go to a doctor's appointment, if you're lucky and you get to go for your driver's test, if you're going on a college visit, any of those kind of things are excused. All you have to do is communicate with us and give us that documentation, and then we'll make sure that that's not held against you in the future. Okay? The more we hear from you when you're not going to be here, when you're going to be late, when something's come up, the easier it is for us to support you. Okay? We also expect that you're going to be in class on time. And there's more information up here about tardies. But anytime you have a tardy, or tardy to class, or tardy to school, you are welcome to make up that tardy with your teacher. And we have a tardy form that's up here that's linked, but we'll also share that with your teachers as well. You can make up that time within 2 weeks, and then it's not held against you. All of this comes down to you picking up the baton and being responsible for your education, and then asking for help when you need it. And we'll be here to help you along the way. Okay? Any questions? Last thing, and this is mostly for your parents who are watching. If you're going to be absent, they should call Miss Namira Santos' office, and the number's up there. Leave a voicemail and say that you're not going to be here today. It doesn't mean it's excused. That just means you're not going to get that message from us. There's that robo voice that says, hey, your kid's not here today, right? So we know that you're not here, and your parents know that you're not here. Okay? Thank you so much for being attentive. We're almost done.
Okay, so this is the fun part, the tour part. Now, many of you might have questions, which is okay. If you have questions, you can get them answered in 2 ways. Either one, you can come up here and chat with us after, or you can ask one of the many tour guides who will either be in the hall or taking you on a tour, okay? So, tour guides, can you guys come down front? Also, if you do not have a schedule and you want to stay and get a schedule, then you can get them from Miss Sullivan right over here by the piano, but not until I give you the thumbs up, okay? All right, so students between here, this row, and this row, if you want to go on a guided tour, please go with the first 2 students. Follow them out right now. First 2, come on out. Pick one. Take yourself on your own tour. Students from this row to this row, if you want to go on a guided tour, please join these 2 students who will leave now this way. All right, if you want to take a tour, come down front, actually. If you want to take a tour, come down front.
Where am I going?
Do you want a tour?
Yes.
Tours, come down here if you want to